The recently concluded episode 10 of Love Next Door was a waterfall of tears and emotions. Thankfully, there's a ray of sunshine at the end of the tunnel for Seung-Hyo and Seok-Ryu. Episodes 9 and 10 revealed that the series is not just about Seung-Hyo and Seok-Ryu's romance, from childhood friends to lovers, but also encompasses other aspects of human relationships. However, the storm is over, as Seung-Hyo and Seok-Ryu are ready to move on to the next stage of their relationship. What's more, Mo-eum and Dan-ho were the joy-givers in the episode. Mo-eum's kiss didn't only take Dan-ho by surprise, but also the viewers. It's undebatable that they are cute together. Meanwhile, trouble is on the horizon for the Choi family. It looks like Seung-Hyo's mother might have secrets of her own, which is bound to shake the family. Everyone was an emotional wreck in the last episode. Finding out that Seok-Ryu went through such an ordeal without informing them was a hard pill for her family and friends. I couldn't help but cry with them as they struggled with their emotions. Their shock, heartbreak, anger, sadness, and regrets were palpable. They each expressed their feelings differently. Seung-Hyo was disappointed and blamed himself for missing Seok-Ryu's signals, and meted out his frustrations on her. Now let's get into it. Who else was a bit disappointed in Seung-Hyo? He saw Seok-Ryu looking like the Grim Reaper was at her door, but turned away because she was with a man. Understandably, he was in love with her, and had traveled for 6 hours from New York to California to see her, and was disappointed to see her with a man. However, to turn away seeing the state she was in, and to totally ignore her for months because of it, is concerning. She's his friend first, before anything. And it's not like he had confessed his feelings for her. She had seen him through difficult times in life, and it was petty of him to rule her out of his life because he saw her with a man. What's more, it looks like their communication dwindled from here, and he saw her for the first time in 3 years, when she returned to Korea. This could be part of the reason Seok-Ryu hesitated to take the next step with him. She had fought through her illness, but fell into depression from bottling in her emotions. She needed an outlet, but couldn't confide in her parents, as she didn't want them to collapse from shock. She indirectly reached out to Seung-Hyo, who failed to read her signals. However, seeing how her parents hurt after finding out, makes me question her decision to keep her illness a secret. But then, there's no manual on how to react when faced with such a situation. People react differently to grave situations. Hearing her parents agonize because of it, and Seung-Hyo's words that she hurt those close to her, made her leave home to reflect and meditate. The good thing is, they finally had a much-needed heart-to-heart. Seung-Hyo admitted his fault and expressed his regrets, while Seok-Ryu finally let herself cry. Seung-Hyo hadn't only missed her signals, but showed disinterest when she hinted that she could be hiding a secret. However, they are finally off on a clean slate. Seung-Hyo redeemed himself when he alleviated her fears about her biopsy result, by telling her he'd stick by her no matter the result. What's more, the resolution of the ex was bittersweet. We had thought that Hyun-jun was the scum of the earth, when we thought he cheated on Seok-Ryu. But finally getting the whole picture of their relationship made me sad. He really loved Seok-Ryu, and they both did their best in the relationship. Was Seung-Hyo out of the picture, I'd be rooting for a reconciliation between him and Seok-Ryu. He was there for Seok-Ryu, when she couldn't let anyone else be there for her. He loved her through her illness, but was unable to express or be honest with his feelings. It just goes to show that he's also human, and being Seok-Ryu's sole care provider during such a tough moment must not have been easy. However, it was nice of Seung-Hyo to take Seok-Ryu to him for a final goodbye. I was pleased with his expression of gratitude to Hyun-jun, an acknowledgement of what he did for Seok-Ryu. Watching Seok-Ryu and Hyun-jun say their final goodbye was bittersweet. Seok-Ryu wept for what had been. Who else laughed at Seung-Hyo's display of jealousy? He's not even her boyfriend yet, and he warned Hyun-jun to keep his goodbye to Seok-Ryu simple. Poor Hyun-jun was even afraid to shake hands with his once-fiancé. Who else noticed the writer's dark humor when Seok-Ryu casually said that her stomach was about to explode? Everyone froze in shock. This was both hilarious and grim at the same time. Meanwhile, let's talk about Mo-eum and Dan-ho. These two have gradually stolen the viewers' hearts with their cuteness. Sharing their pains drew them closer than ever. Seeing his pain and finding out that he's a widower made Mo-eum kiss him at the spur of the moment. Who knew Mo-eum could be violent? She went from kissing her crush to head-butting him. This was such a belly-laughing moment. However, this made them more conscious of one another, as she hid from him out of embarrassment. There's only one way for them after this, forward. Meanwhile, my heart breaks for Seung-Hyo's parents. It's been obvious from the first episode that his father loves his mother. Sadly, Jae-jong gets happily high because of his wife, just to be thrown into the trenches with disappointment. Not once, but twice. I suspect that this is all just a huge misunderstanding. Just as the writer made the viewers think that Hyun-jun cheated on Seok-Ryu, I suspect the same tactics are being used here. It doesn't look like Hae-suk has feelings for her boss. They might have become close because they graduated college together and work for the same ministry. However, after being let down for the second time, and overhearing the side gossip, Jae-jong threw down the gauntlet by asking for a divorce. However, I fear Seung-Hyo's mother had something important to say, and it's about her health. It could have something to do with her brain. She seemed forgetful when she mentioned saffron, instead of saponin. Even her friends were surprised by the slip. Moreover, she also forgot that she put the magazine in Mi-suk's bag. She did put it in her bag in episode 9. And it seems like she was the one who put the spoon in the washing machine. What's more, there's a reason why they want her to voluntarily resign from work. Looks like attention will shift from Seok-Ryu's family to Seung-Hyo's family in the next episode. Seung-Hyo's mother agrees to the divorce. She and her husband tell Seung-Hyo about their decision to end their marriage. Seung-Hyo was practically raised by Seok-Ryu's parents, because his parents were busy. With the writer's constant repetition of the scene, where he cried after his mother, who left with her colleagues, it looks like it scared him. Hearing about his parents' decision to divorce is bound to dredge up old memories. However, this is a sad moment for his mother, who's battling a yet-to-be-known demon on her own. Jae-jong is going to be devastated to learn of his wife's condition. Meanwhile, Seung-Hyo's confession expiration is approaching. He and Seok-Ryu's relationship changed after their tête-à-tête in the last episode, and Seok-Ryu is gradually allowing herself to love and be loved by him. As Seung-Hyo battles with his parents' impending divorce, he throws himself into work. Seok-Ryu is bored with Seung-Hyo's empty spot, which feels unusually large. Meanwhile, Mo-eum is still embarrassed about impromptu kissing Dan-ho. She tries to hide, then runs away from him, but makes a commotion and arouses Seung-Hyo's suspicion. What's more, just as Jung Hae promised, episode 11 upwards is about to be a joy ride, as Seok-Ryu finally gives Seung-Hyo her answer to his love confession. On a scale of 1 to 10, how eager and excited are you for the next episode? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you liked this content, give it a like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for all things wonderfully K-drama. Thanks for watching, bye.